Hey, Inspired Tribe. How's it going? Welcome back to the Inspired live stream here on the Inspired channel. Welcome to 2021. 2021. It's a big W, okay? Not one as in O-1-E, but as in W-O-N 2021. And it's 1/11 of this year. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. We're going to dive into a whole new energy because this year is a whole new year. There's a whole new idea, a whole new energy around it, a whole new perspective. That's what we're going to dive into today. But first, let me welcome everyone back. We're excited to see you guys. Hey, Illy. Hey, Anna. Hey, Chris. Hey, everyone who's in. Please let us know in the live chat. Please hit the like button, the thumbs up, and share this with your friends. Now, before we dive into it, let me give you a few technical things that we would like to ask you. Number one, please, we'll put this in. Hold on, give me a second. I'll put the link in here so you guys can not just subscribe, but actually, for those of you who haven't done it yet, we have a little gift for you. And that is the Inspired Freedom Launcher. I just posted it here for you guys. I'm going to pin this on top of the page. And so please, now it's pinned. Please, what I ask you to do is, if you haven't done it yet, sign up for our email newsletter. And we're not spammy at all. This is really about information. We have information to give out. But most of all, it is about our movement. We are transferring a lot of stuff to other platforms. We are making sure that we'll stay up and that we'll stay growing, that we'll stay inspiring. And so please sign up for email newsletter. The link is pinned in the live chat, and you'll get the Inspired Freedom Launcher, which is an amazing process if you haven't done it yet. Really transforming process. So that's our gift to you. But please sign up. And that's number one. Number two, as we can see, our connection is unstable, which is completely crazy because our connection is very stable and expanding. Number two, we're looking for a live stream platform that is uncensored, that is allowing people to speak freely. So we want to definitely, as a first step, move our live streams to another platform. So if you have ideas, we know there's Twitch, we know there's DLive, they're mostly gaming platforms. If they're good, if you have any experience, if you're watching other users, or if you know firsthand, please let us know. Send us an email or let us in a live chat or in a comment so we can check these out. We're looking to transfer live streams there as soon as possible. Of course, it should be available to everyone. And number two, you should be able to have a live chat and comments, which is very important. We want to keep this, a community that can interact with each other. So please, yes, do let us know. Hey, Agnieszka. Hey, everyone. So good to see you guys back. And then number three is freedom. This is by Kristin Jean Nolan. I love this hoodie. Reminds me every time I look into the mirror what I am. I am pure freedom. You are pure freedom. If you love this, check out the merch store. Thank you for all your orders over the holidays. I hope you guys got yours shipped, your stuff, and you received it, and you're wearing it, and you're showing it off.
Please send pictures.
Yes, please send pictures. We will show you off on our platforms. So yeah. Okay, Inspired Tribe. So we are here today to start a new year of communicating together. The title of today's live stream is Surrection, just a word that's everywhere right now. Why is it everywhere? It's interesting because it doesn't matter at this point where you live on the planet. Everyone knows what it unfolded in the United States. A fairly fair compared to all the craziness that's going on. But as always, we want to peel the onion here. We don't want to go and look at the flesh wound. We want to look at the whole body and see what's really going on, because it's actually uplifting, inspiring, and positive what's really going on if you go into bird's eye view. And what do people do when they want to get a real perspective? If you really want to, survey the land, what you do is you go in a helicopter, you go in a plane, and you look at the whole picture, and you will see something completely different than if you are on the ground. And that's what we want to do. So why is this word out there? Why is it in everyone's mouth? Why is everyone talking about it? Why is the people that are still left on the social media platforms that haven't been purged, why are they talking about it? Let's look at this. Now, before a few days ago, we only heard it in a different context, especially within the Christian religion, the resurrection of Jesus. Really, resurrection, if you go back, it means lifting, uplifting. And we're looking at this as a very negative thing now in this context. But really, what's so interesting is why this word is now so popular is because we have created this. And remember that things do not always manifest the way you outpicture them. It does not mean they're necessarily negative. And one thing that we must remind ourselves of, we're in charge of the exact timing and of the exact how. We're only in charge of creating the energy around it. And now we're going to go back decades. Because this uprising that we're seeing, I'm not talking about violence, I'm not talking about the awakening, uprising, the real surrection. This is happening because we collectively have created this over decades, maybe even centuries. This has been the awakening of the spirit for so long. And so what we have seen in the last year, 2020, was a clarification. It was a declaration. In the year 2020, everything has started to reveal itself for what it is. Everyone has come. It's so interesting. One of our good friends, Joy Gardner, he said it so beautifully. He might be watching, actually, as a matter of fact. And Joy said, last year, sometime in summer, he said, this is really the year where we can see where everyone stands without even having how they look. You see if they mask up. You see if they're. And so, without even having to have a conversation, we're experiencing this now. We're experiencing the people are basically putting it out there, what they're about. Are you about love and trust, or are you about fear and control? And so this has become very clear, but not just in our daily interactions, also in terms of politics, in terms of abundantly clear, they have revealed themselves for what they are. This whole system has shown itself for what it is. Not putting a judgment on this right now. It's just there was no more pretending, which now, if it's clear for everyone, it doesn't matter where you stand or how you look at it, but it's really become clear who is about what. And that is perfect. That's wonderful, because it's clarity. And we've always wanted clarity. It isn't that we want everyone to be the same, believe the same, act the same way, have the same ideas, and have the same dreams, and have the same rules. It's about realizing that we become authentic about who we are. And this is really happening. Now we have transitioned into this new year. Actually, the beginning for us was December 21st at the winter solstice. We had a beautiful live stream. Thank you for joining us. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment that morning. But a new era has begun. And this is the era of the manifested spirit, where the spirit in which everyone is now manifesting it, showing itself. It is literally the surrection, the resurrection, if you will, of the spirit. And we're now seeing, we're now going to see faster, stronger, better, higher, bigger. All of the extremes are now, as we've talked about all of last year. The directions, so now is a great divide, because we're not authentic and have gone down, become stronger, and they are emboldened by certain happenings in the world. And that's okay right now, because it is again revealing something, and we're coming to the point where we're simply standing in our truth, and that in itself is such a powerful thing, because there is no more room for fakeness. There's no more room for being not authentic. There's no more room for appeasing. All those things are things of the past. We're now in a stand in your truth time in our human history, which is a beautiful thing. It doesn't mean we remain the same beings every day. It just means we're expanding in that. It's become abundantly clear where they stand and what they're about. Are they about love, truth? Are they about authenticity? Are they about expansion? Are they about peace? Are they about freedom? Are they about abundance, about unity, about friendship, about cooperation, about all of those things? Or are they about fear and control and those other things that we really do not desire to experience anymore? And freedom is to allow both. And this is where we're in right now. So this is why everything on the outside is very, very polarized. But it's like, for those who want to open, the lights come through, there's no turning back. And this is where we're at. This is the real surrection. So let's not get too worried about how the word is being used right now. Let's not get too crazy about believing that there's this great desire for violence, because there really isn't. But there's a great desire for freedom, a great desire for truth, a great desire for having your own say in your own life again. That's really, it's personal responsibility. That's really such a great desire to live that way again. Throughout the last 20 years, it has changed from, as a society, we were very focused on, everyone wants to have a house and 2 cars and 2 children and a job and a 401k and insurance and all those things. And while they're still, there and still have importance, we are now focusing more on the very foundation of our society and, more importantly, of our communities. Life is becoming more local again, and that's a good thing, because we're really impactful in our communities again. And so the ideas of friendship, the basic foundational values of freedom, of friendship, of love and peace, these are global values. These are universal values that we want to see in the world. But life, your personal life, is again, we're moving into a more local way of living together. It's become more important to know your neighbors. It's becoming more important to have local foods. Becoming more important to have a bond in your community. It's becoming more important to look at your community leaders again and be a community leader. We've talked about this. So while the whole world is seeking to experience these values of freedom and abundance and peace and friendship, the peoples of the world are also desiring to have a renewal, a revival of the local treasures and a life that is local, and where you know each other again, and where the things that have become so complicated with global trade and supply chains, we can simplify these things again and become more healthy in spiritual ways, in physical ways, in psychological ways, in our social ways. And that, I think, is a perfectly beautiful time to do that. Reach out. Reach out to like-minded people, like-hearted people, but reach out to those people that think a little different too. With the recent purge of the mainstream social media platforms, it's just an attempt. It's just an attempt to create greater division between the groups. But I'll tell you that whenever you reach out, and let's say you step away from the surface political level, you just reach out in a more human way, you'll realize that there's so much more that unites us as humans than there is that which divides us. And so what this really signals is that we're seeing a downfall of these big structures. They are trying to impose something on the human spirit that is not natural. Big platforms are literally purged millions of people, and they're silencing a complete segment of the society. But it's nothing to get really too worried about, because number one, there are alternatives out there that are emerging and growing that are now specifically there to present themselves in the spirit of freedom, which is wonderful. And secondly, as I said before, it's just a time where everything was revealed and everything is presenting itself for what it is. So that's clarity. That's a good thing too. But we really want to speak and encourage you to remain in this spirit of the beautiful surrection of the spirit, to let it shine, to realize there's no one human have the interest of the people at heart, but it is never on the outside. It's always begin here. This is how we have created everything that we see now. Also, want to remind everyone that I know, especially, I mean, it's everywhere on the planet, really, but especially right now, at this red hot minute in the United States, there is a lot of, what's a good way to put it? There's a lot of energy, in multiple directions. But what does that really mean? Let me remind you that when you go through periods of intense transformation, that's where we're in. That's where we're in. We're literally realizing what we're about, what we're not about. We're going through the stark contrast just to realize what we really desire, what we don't desire. And in these periods of contrast and transformation, it becomes very uncomfortable. And we've talked about this, and I just want to remind you that when things change, the biology, the body is always behind the curve. And so it goes into a state of stress until it adapts. In this state of stress, you are in flight or fight, and you can only do that for so long. You get tired, you get stressed out, you get worried, you get all of those things. But then once this initial state of stress, kind of goes away, there's this opportunity. And that's when you retrain the mind, retrain the body to think and feel and act in new ways until it becomes your new reality. This is where we're in collectively. And this is where the push and pull kind of is. And it might get, even more chaotic before it gets more orderly, but we're clearly moving towards order. Number one, because it's nature. All the universe always naturally gravitates towards order. How do we know that? We've had a gazillion experiments where you completely, bring chaos into particles in experiments and then just let them do their thing. And the particles, no matter how big or small they were, are always moving towards order, moving towards an orderly structure. And there's really only one explanation why. Because you should expect that when you bring something into chaos, it just remains in chaos, but it's not that way. Everything in the universe gravitates towards order, and that is consciousness. That's intention. That is a clear sign for consciousness intention for something that is supernatural, if you will, in our human understanding. So that's what's happening. So no matter what the flavor of the day is, no matter what the news of the day is, and some of it is, don't get me wrong, it will bring your pulse up. Some of it will excite you, but always remember there's a bigger picture than the moment to moment, hour to hour, day to day news cycle. It is not a one person deal. It is not a one something outside of you deal. It's an inside job. And the more we remember and remind ourselves that we have created this period. Mind you, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we were a bunch of outcasts, complete crazies that people, looked at us. We were the crazy conspiracy theorists. We talked about things like how the system really works and who's really in charge and how this is anti-humanity, all those things. And we were outcasts. We were literally a group of freaks. Today, this is out in the open. There's now millions and millions and hundreds of millions, probably billions of people that are now openly speaking about the things that were completely non-topics. And I'm not just talking about speaking at home or speaking amongst each other. It's now out there. It's out there within the mainstream politics. It's out there in the mainstream discussion. It's breaking through. So this is wonderful, and it cannot be stopped anymore. You can delete accounts and you can silence people in the digital world, but the spirit cannot be silenced and the light cannot be dimmed. It's just that way, and that's a beautiful thing, and that's going to prevail. Love, authenticity, peace, freedom are going to prevail. It's just that way. It's our time. It's the time for humanity. And so I really encourage you to walk with that thought and to realize that as we have manifested all these things, we've never known how and when they're going to exactly unfold. Usually where you look, if you're very intensely looking in one direction, it's coming from somewhere else. That's just the nature of things. I don't know why, but that's usually how it is. But most of the time it comes in a better way and in an even grander way than we could have anticipated and expected. So let's put that in our minds and hearts and spirits. Let's walk with that. Let's remind each other of that. Let's meditate on it. I know it's a very interesting time. It's literally, you could be glued to your screens and glued to your phones and watch the news come in and watch the rumors in and what's happening. There are interesting things going on, don't get me wrong. This Great Awakening is producing a lot of anticipated and unanticipated things, but it's important to remain in a balanced state, to go out in nature, to have conversations, to breathe, and just first, and then it manifests in the outer reality. That's how this change. But the faster events unfold, the easier it is to forget that. We begin to look on the outside and believe it's the outside results that dictate our next step, when really it is us, our inner work, our inner being, that dictates what is going to happen on the outside. So let's focus on that more, remind each other, and bring that into your family, into your community. You don't have to force anyone to do anything or tell them not to do something. Just be in that spirit more. And let's remind each other that we're going through the greatest, not just going through, we're living, we're actively creating, participating, and experiencing probably one of the greatest periods in planet Earth history, maybe in the history of the universe, definitely in the history of humanity, something that we have all co-created for so long. Of course, everyone always wanted it to be a big event that's going to happen. You wake up one day and everything's different, and it's just amazing, and guys were grass is greener, just the hearts are open, and it's all love everywhere. I know we all had that dream that this was going to happen overnight, and just boom, now it's here. Now we have arrived, and it wouldn't be as satisfying as it sounds. Most people couldn't even realize it. So it's a gradual thing, but it's increasing in speed. As you can see, it's becoming faster and faster. So embrace it. Some days, and I want to say this with as much humor as possible, but some days embrace the suck. Some days just suck, and that's okay. Embrace the suck and move on. It just means to accept the moment. Yeah, we say that sometimes through the years when our children came and they were upset about something. Sometimes you just gotta be with them, not try to make it better. Sometimes just accept the moment, and in that acceptance, things already become better and move to a better place. So sometimes just embrace the suck, laugh about it, and accept it, and the movement will start again. Other days, you are just on a roll, and use those energy windows as well. In these days, we're just expecting events to, even become faster, unfold faster. Of course, we ask everyone to speak and envision peace, envision harmony, envision freedom for everyone. We have a lot of transformation to make. We have opposing forces. That's also a nature of human life on Earth. That's the duality of things. But we can remain in the spirit of freedom, harmony, and peace, and affirm that you can go through a transformation, and your body can go through a transformation. It can be uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be this huge painful ordeal either. So we can do that. I encourage you to do this to your soul, and reach out even to those who think differently. Remind ourselves and everyone around us that we're really one family. We're one human family. There's no need to divide us further. It's not our nature. Our nature is cooperation. Our nature is diversity. Our nature is freedom. So let's remind ourselves of that, and let's not fall into the traps that it's so humanly sometimes for us to do, and easy easy to get angry, get upset, get agitated. No one's immune from that. I've yet to meet the spiritual master that doesn't get upset sometimes or annoyed with something. And I want to leave you with maybe a little of a humorous image before I jump a little bit into the live comments, although there's nothing moving here really. Not a lot anyways in my, but you know, I'm going to paraphrase here, but basically this was this was like kind of a meme cartoon. And so you could say even the most violent person realizes that there is a path forward without violence when there is a mosquito on their testicles. When the mosquito sits in your testicles, if you're a guy, you're going to figure out there's got to be a nonviolent way to solve this problem. So you get the picture. So I believe in that wholeheartedly. There are times when I hear somebody say something, I just want to smack them in the moment, but that's just a very short second. And then I move on to this mosquito image. There must be a better way. So yeah, let me see what you guys are saying here and who's new. So, or at least new at commenting. So let me welcome everyone again. Thanks for being here. Hey, Angie, Agnieszka, Emma, Jeanette. How do you pronounce it? Marjut? The class is on peak. Then there's Jerry. Hey, how's it going from Arizona? Then there is Janet Lynn, Castro Giovanni. Beautiful name too. There's, I assume that's Gina Ray. Hey everyone. Swag Yusuf. Hey, how's it going? Who else is here? Ellie's here. I already said hello. There's Joe Cool saying hi to Christine, of course. You read it in the comments. Happy New Year to everyone. Rose is here. Siobhan is here. Good to see you all. So yeah, this is the moment that we're in. Yeah, Joaquin. I remember that. I haven't seen it before, Joaquin. Castro Giovanni. See. Thank you. Be more like baby. Yeah, that's our cat right there. Baby is comfortable everywhere except for after midnight. Then she's very excited and wants everyone to get really excited too about everything. So Inspired Tribe, this was it from us for today. I'm going to leave you with this word, freedom. If you want a hoodie like this or a shirt with, this is my favorite design because I'm such a free spirit. So you can go to the Inspired merch store, order this today. This is the Eco hoodie, right? Eco something hoodie.
Eco or premium, yeah.
Yeah, Eco premium hoodie. It feels so good. So when I got this hoodie, I think for the 3 or 4 days, I wouldn't take it off until it just had to go into the washer. But it's so comfy, and people are loving the design. Everyone's like freedom. So this is awesome. Go to the Inspired Tribe merch store. Check it out. And there's mugs and there's everything, right?
Everything, yeah.
Everything. And yes, please do let us know before we log off here, guys. Please let us know what other platforms you know that allow live streaming with live chats, because that's important to us. We want to hear from you. And that we can move to, we want to move as quickly as possible with the live streams. We're going to keep the YouTube channel for videos, but we want to move the live streams over into a open and free environment. So please let us know what you know. Please hit the like button. And please, on top, there's a pinned comment. If you haven't yet, please sign up for this list. We'll send you a gift called the Inspired Freedom Launcher. It's a powerful process. If you haven't done it yet, do it. If you have done it but feel like you could do it again, please do it again.
Emma, someone from Rome is here.
Oh, really cool. Massimo
Nicepi.
di Bella Roma. Oh, que bello. So what we're gonna ask Massimo, actually, here's we have a detective job, right, for Massimo and Emma. So interesting, and this is why we want to have the live stream on another channel. Something interesting went down the other night at the Vatican. We watched it on the webcam. Rumors and road closures in Rome, but we don't know exactly what. So if you guys can verify some things, maybe hear what the chatter is in Bellaroma, let us know. We'd love to hear it. And yeah, so we're going to expand this whole idea of the Inspired live stream in this year. It's going to be epic. We are going to start inviting guests, really, really cool guests, actually. Powerful people that you know, and maybe some you don't know. So this is going to be a whole new journey this year, Inspired Tribe. We're excited to be with you. There's so much potential. There's so much potential within you, within all of us, and we, strike that match, light that fire, and just get going. This is the time. This is the time, people. We love you all. Thank you for being with us. We will be here again on Wednesday.
Oh, you know my contribution.
Oh, I don't see that, but thank you so much.
Classic design boutique sent us.
Oh, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for, you know what we're going to do? Actually, thank you. Pretty much now, we saw and we have a wonderful little bakery in our town in Franklin. We're going to go on this, they have amazing teas, a selection of classic black teas. So we're going to go and have a cup of tea on your bill. Thank you. Classic design. That's so. Please let us know what your name is. I assume your parents were. Say classic. No. So thanks for being with us. We will be here again on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard.
Tomorrow. Which is right?
No.
Oh, Wednesday.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
No worries. If you ever need directions, please ask my wife. She's amazing. If you ever want to know what day it is, or even what month, don't ask my wife. It's probably, she gets a year, right? But months, days, sometimes. What? It's true. For the longest period, she would ask me every morning, "Is it Friday tomorrow?" And she was right, once a week.
Her name is Jeanette.
Hey, Jeanette. Nice. So we have two Jeanettes. Yeah, thank you, Jeanette. That's so nice of you.
We'll think about you while having tea.
Yes, we'll actually take a picture. We'll post that picture, okay? So thank you all for being with us. We love you guys. Ciao Massimo, ciao Emma, ciao everyone, Agnieszka. From all over the planet, we have a bunch of countries. So good to be with you again, Inspired Tribe. It's 2021. WON, won. We won, okay? That's the spirit. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. 2 p.m. Central Standard. See you soon.